Today on the Topic Show, Bud Light signs a new deal with UFC to be the main sponsor, and both companies are immediately mocked. UAW strike is being controlled by career socialists, while the UAW president, Shawn Fain, makes $350,000 per year while wearing a shirt that says "Eat the Rich." Stellantis will lay off an additional 535 employees due to the UAW strike. Bud Light Polish finds 65% would rather cut off their arm than drink a Bud Light. Disney reveals ESPN is their crown jewel for profit, but it's been crumbling away. The Dodge Charger new model will have a 6-cylinder option, but no option for a stick shift or a third pedal, also known as how every car should be by default. Spotify beats earning expectations in spite of a price hike. Nvidia to enter the PC market and challenge Intel. All that and much more on The Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of Topping Show is sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder release twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of October, so if you click that button, I'd greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part of the podcast, you have the Dodge Charger. Turns out it will get a 6-cylinder engine, but no manual transmission, as every car should have by default. Though I guess it's better than them going full EV. Now, of course, they will still have the full EV version, which, again, if they know SEO or search engine optimization or marketing at all, they would know how terrible it is to call their EV charger a charger, since if you look up EV charger, either they will have to pay a lot to be one of the first results in Google or Brave, whatever search engine you prefer. But just think, if you search the internet for EV charger or charger EV, you're not going to get this stupid vehicle. You're going to get a myriad of other products that are very similar in name. So I know most companies aren't great at advertising, but perhaps they listen to some of the customers. For years, Chrysler was the embodiment, and Chrysler, they own Dodge. Of course, they went bankrupt so bad in 2009, they were bought out by Fiat, now called Stellantis, being the parent company. But they used to be the embodiment of listening to the consumers. They had the Charger and the Challenger with a V8, even having a stick shift, also known as a third pedal manual transmission, what every car should have by default. It was brilliant engineering. Everyone loved it. In terms of diversity of portfolio, it was unparalleled. The gap between what you can buy a Dodge Charger or Challenger for in terms of the entry-level model with the V6, which, I mean, there's a lot, but I don't know if I would ever want that. The V6, all the way to the Hellcat SRT Banana Falcon Demon, whatever they called it at the end, the gap was over like $100,000. It was a huge offering. You can get whatever you like. The fact that there's not a song parody or a commercial with the automotive company showing the brands, the vehicles they have, with the TI song, whatever you like, to emphasize the amount of options you have to choose from is beyond me. But again, perhaps they just need to hire me for marketing or advertising. But nevertheless, this comes thanks to an article on Jalopnik, which purportedly is an automotive blog. But it turns out, I don't know, the more research I do, the more I see it, it kind of just seems like a political hack in terms of their ideologies. And they seem oddly obsessed with Elon Musk. Like everything he does, they criticize him on. Perhaps that will be the new, there used to be the Trump derangement syndrome. Perhaps the new one will be the Elon Musk derangement syndrome. It very well may need a prescription. And prescription is manning up, or some hilarious joke I can't think of in real time. Now, nevertheless, this comes from Jalopnik. They note that a new report claims the next generation of Dodge's full-size muscle car will get a turbocharged straight six. So if you're not big into automotives, or if you're new to the automotive industry or enthusiasm, congrats. This is one of the most fun groups you can be a part of. And also, buy stick shift as soon as possible. It's a rare, fun opportunity. You'll never go back. Now, in terms of the configuration of the engine, V6, like it sounds, it's a V. That's where the cylinders are shooting at. Perhaps the most well-known company when it comes to performance in a straight six or an inline six engine in which all 6 cylinders are straight in a line. Perhaps BMW, I think, would be the longest brand with the affiliation with that type of powertrain. Now, interestingly enough, it's not surprising Stellantis is going to shove this into the fun little pop-ups, into the Charger because, Stellantis, the parent company, put a lot of research and development into the new engine platform. So it's not going to be only in this vehicle, it's going to be many Stellantis products coming up, which again, Stellantis in the United States is a parent company behind Chrysler, Dodge, as well as Jeep. And of course, they own even more brands overseas, including, I believe, Fiat Maserati and a lot of other things that I can't pronounce, to be honest. Now, it looks like half the article is saying how all the enthusiasts are up in arms, saying that it's going to be electric. Because, of course, you're moving away from your core customer. I understand the government is bullying you to do this. But in terms of what people want when it comes to the Challenger and the Charger, they love the V8, the pure, raw beautifulness that is American muscle, albeit assembled in Canada for the most part, including the Camaro. But nevertheless, the consumers loved it. In terms of value, bang for your buck, gaining horsepower, it was a great thing. If I had an unlimited budget, I would love to have a large displacement vehicle. Subsequently, I really do. It's on the vision board. Someday, if I work hard enough, I will get one with a stick shift. Subsequently, right now, I'm driving my Honda, which I love. It's a great vehicle, but inline four, got the stick shift, so it is fun. But there's something a little lacking when you go on the track and it's a straight line, and the instructor's telling you go pedal to the metal, go all the way, and you're like, it is. It's got 205 horsepower, maybe 206 after the air intake, but nevertheless. So you have this brand going against the whole community and the consumers who love the V8s they were making, and everyone was pissed it's going to be electric. And the puns are ridiculous. They're actually thinking of having engine sounds coming out of speakers. It's comical and ridiculous to say the least. Now, it looks like this article actually references another article by The Drive, and they confirm that it will have a gas engine, just won't be the V8. Confirmation comes from a source that has insider information from a Dodge supplier who agreed to share information of the condition to remain anonymous. The source confirmed that the Charger will be getting a version of the brand's Hurricane straight-stitch engine in addition to the electric powerplane. Now they are saying, quote, they're keeping gasoline engines. The official design for the vehicle platform is LB, and it will have a new GME T6 Hurricane inline six in rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive configuration. It will be using a Stellantis Gen 4 transmission that's rolling out of the Mack Assembly in Jefferson North Assembly in Toledo North. Also known as an automatic transmission, also known as get ready to yawn, because they'll have paddle shifters, which, again, just Americans, they can use the exercise, presumably. The clutch is a great way to get a couple extra calories burnt off. You gotta slam that thing every once in a while. And also, I would argue, builds character is best enjoyment possible, and you also can't text drive or eat 50 million donuts while driving, which is perhaps why many Americans don't want it. But nevertheless, The Drive pointed out that Dodge's hyped EV transition suggested that the era of gas-powered motors come to the end. I mean, it's so sad. Dodge CEO Tim Kuniskis admitted that the platform next generation could handle both gas and electric powertrains, but maintained that gas power wasn't in the cards. So what changed? Well, yeah, I was going to say what changed is they saw the writing on the walls where every consumer, there's 10 people who wanted this product to be full electric. And it's so disappointing in terms of a brand loyalty. The previous CEO of Dodge years ago said, yeah, we will always have the V8. We know what our consumers want. We make fun, loud cars. We know our consumers. We're going to make what they want. And unfortunately, like many companies, they've acquiesced to government bullying and some people who just don't want other people to have fun. Now, it looks like the twin-turbo engine, they're already taken it out of the twin-turbo engine has already replaced the 6.4-liter V8 in the Grand Wagoneer. So So they're already ruining that vehicle platform as well. I don't know if you would spend six figures for a luxury SUV with a straight six as opposed to a good old V8. That'll be interesting as well. But a little silver lining. So I can only really hope the aftermarket community, and again, the beautiful thing about engineering, and if you have enough money, engineers can do magical things. They're awesome. I mean, mechanical engineers fascinate me in terms of the things they can put together. I can't help it if I was extremely extravagant or very well off fiscally speaking. I really hope someone in the aftermarket community makes a manual transmission for this vehicle. I know the cost ROI probably wouldn't be there for that one person to do it one time, but just to show it can be done, and just for the smiles per gallon, I think that'd be pretty cool. And again, in terms of offering a unique experience for consumers, manual transmission is brilliant because more and more companies are giving up on it. The number of manufacturers offering it is less and less every year. And by the volume of sales, I understand sticks aren't the greatest volume in the United States for sales, but they are actually increasing. And ironically, in part, in thanks to Gen Z buying patterns, which is ironic because a lot of people thought they were the detriment of manual transmission. They're actually buying it at higher rates than other demographics currently. So it's still under 2% of new vehicles sold in the United States every year new are with a stick shift. But if you are one of the few companies offering it, that's extra value add. Like Porsche. If you want a sports car with a stick shift, you just have one choice. It's Porsche. You want the new Camaro? No. GM's going to turn into a four-door EV. New Corvette? That's also an EV hybrid, but it also is only 2 pedals with their V8 that they have. What about the Mustang? That's true, but you can also debate, is that really like an upper echelon sports car? The Mustang won the Pony War for sure because they're the only one that still has a V8 and still exists. But let me know in the comments, do you think they'll actually acquiesce and make a transmission with 3 pedals and make the manual transmission for the new Charger? Or will they not? Again, the Pony Wars, I'd like to say it's already done just because Ford's the only one left. And the only one left actually making a V8 and a stick shift, which I would argue they also never discontinued the Mustang, unlike the other brands, with Chevy, GM killing the Camaro a couple times throughout the years. So let me know, are you surprised that Dodge are going to have a 6-cylinder option for this? And what do you think the ratio is going to be of people buying the new Charger EV versus inline 6 twin turbo internal combustion engine? Is it going to be a 2-to-1 ratio? Is it going to be the same? Or as preposterous as it sounds, do you think the EV will actually outsell the ICE engine? If I were a gambling man, when I say gambling, I gamble with myself, reinvesting in the business. But nevertheless, if I were a gambling man who places bets on wagers, these types of events, I would think the outlook for the outselling the actual ICE engine, the odds would be not so good. Thank you again, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. I know we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of October, so if you can click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a comment helps me make the channel better and better with your input. Even critical feedback is highly appreciated because, as I like to say, that's how you grow the most. And also, liking the video lets me know I'm on the right track as well. Also, and lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.